Hi, everybody. Kirsten Benton here. And first of all, I want to thank you for taking time to come and watch the webinar and learn what I feel are the 5 top issues and facts that you need to know in order to be successful in long-term weight loss and health. So a little bit about me. I've been in the fitness industry for 20 years. I've done everything from boot camps, body transformation programs, personal training, you name it, I pretty much have done it. And then I changed my focus into online training. I felt like this was a great way to reach more people and to be able to help those that maybe don't want to go to a gym be able to do it outside or at their house. I'm also a corporate wellness coach. I started this about 3 years ago. Absolutely love it. It's a way to reach, again, larger populations, help the employees find the ways to be healthy at work, bring the teams together, and just help everybody in the corporation. So let's get started with our webinar. So the biggest thing I want you guys to get out of this is no more diets, no more, fast weight loss, all protein, all these losing 30 pounds in this many weeks diets. Those just aren't realistic. And we need to learn how to eat and exercise and make it a lifestyle versus just a quick diet. And guys, health and wellness and fitness and weight loss and all of this, they all come together. It really is a mind, body, spirit connection. So the more you learn about each of those subjects, the better off. But I want you to take this webinar tonight, and what I want you to get out of it is how to take this into the rest of your lives, okay? Long-term lifestyle changes for you. So we're going to get started, and the first tip that I have for you, and this probably will be the most important slide out of all the 5 tips, is setting goals and making plans. So get your pen and paper out and let's get started. So why are goals important? They're important because it gives you an end to a means. So let's say that you decided you wanted to lose weight. Instead of losing weight, how about saying, I want to run a 5K, or I want to be able to hike this mountain, or I want to be able to kayak this river. Those are things that you will go and look forward to, and you're not just always looking at a number on the scale. Now, when you start engaging in plans to reach those goals, you will lose weight and work on a healthier lifestyle. So let's find a goal for you. So what is your number 1 top wellness or fitness goal? And it does not have to be weight related, like I said earlier. It could be that you want to run a race. Maybe you want to quit smoking. Maybe you want to get your diabetes numbers down. It could be any range of things. So go ahead and write that down today, because I want you, as of today, to start making some changes in your life. And then ask yourself, why is it important to you? This is what I want to do, but why? Let's have a reason behind the goal. So that way, sometimes if you're going, man, I really just don't feel like doing this today, you can go back and look at the reason why you're doing it, which is many times more important than the goal itself, and it will motivate you to keep going. So write that down as well. And then guys, what is the first step to reaching that goal that you just made? It might be that you meet with a nutritionist. It might be that you meet with a trainer or a running coach, or do some research online. Whatever that first step is, go ahead and put it down and let's make plans on when you're going to take that first step. And then who's going to keep you accountable? And a lot of times, some of us can keep ourselves accountable, but then also it's really great to be able to tell this new goal to a friend or to your partner or to somebody at work that might go, hey, how's it going? And they're constantly encouraging you and asking you how you're doing. And then that helps us to keep it kind of moving forward, because we keep it to ourselves. It's a lot easier to go, I'm just not going to do it. But if you know someone is going to ask you about it, like if a trainer is going to ask you in their next session, what did you do all week? You're going to be more accountable. So that's a great tool as well. And the other most important thing that we need to learn about keeping lifestyle changes is to make plans. When you start these new changes, it's going to take a little effort, and until you get it down pat, there needs to be a plan in order for you to be successful. And the first step, and the most important step, And so have a plan for each area. We're going to talk about nutrition, strength training, and cardiovascular. And all of those will need to have a set plan. And we'll get a little bit more into that in a second. Take it one step at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you want to start with just nutrition and locking that down and then going into the next phase, that's fine. If you want to do it all at the same time, there's no wrong way to do it. Whatever works for you is the right way. And if for some reason, you have a little bit of a setback, don't worry. Don't punish yourself. Don't be like it's all over. Just keep moving forward. That is the keep moving forward. So one of the most important things that we need to discuss is behavior modification. So what is behavior modification? It's taking a habit that we might want to get rid of, or it's establishing new habits that we want to put in and working with that. So what I want you to write down again right now is, let's identify a habit that you may have that might get in the way of your goals. So whatever that is for you, just be honest with yourself. It might be something you've been wanting to change for a while and just haven't done it yet. Well, write it down, and you can get rid of it later if you don't want to have it lying around. But go ahead and let's confront that habit and learn what to do to get rid of it. To break a habit, the easiest way to do it is to replace it with a new habit. Instead of just going cold turkey, we're going to put something in its place to help you. So, for example, if you come home from work and you find that the first thing that you usually do is go grab a beer, that's that habit that you might want to get rid of. So let's say instead of coming in and reaching for the beer, that the first thing you do is to go ahead and take off the work clothes, put on some walking clothes, and just go outside and walk. And this walk doesn't have to be dramatic. It can even just be 5 or 10 minutes, because what we're doing is we're looking to break the habit of just subconsciously now at this point, just coming in and grabbing a beer. We have to break that cycle. So that's what a new healthy habit is going to do. And be aware that it's going to take at least 30 days to make or break a habit. So it has to be something that you do continuous every day. And so make it something that you're going to look forward to, so you're able to stick with that. Also, be prepared for social situations. A lot of time in training, 2 major factors is that people will want to either cut down or quit drinking, and watch their food intake and eat healthy food. So in a social situation, a lot of times those are the 2 things that we spend a lot of time doing, right? So prepare yourself ahead of time. If you're going to go to a party to socialize, you can say to yourself, all right, this party I'm going to go to, I'm going to allow myself 1 cocktail. So that way, when you're in the party and everybody's having 1 or 2 and the waiter comes over and hands you another one, you've already said, I'm going to have 1 and I've set my limits. And you're going to be more apt to honor that goal if you've already set it before you leave the house. And another trick is have your dinner prior to going to the party. That way, when you show up, you're not hungry. You're more apt to let those non-healthy foods slide past you than if you're hungry. Obviously you're going to want to have something to eat. So, and you can always have something in your purse or in your car that will also help you in those social situations. So just be prepared. So we also need to start creating new healthy habits in our lives. So for example, what you might want to do is to start taking vitamins. And if that's the case, so maybe I forget all the time to take my vitamins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my new healthy habit and I'm going to place it along with an existing healthy habit. So brushing your teeth every morning. Most people, hopefully, brush their teeth every morning. So what you'll do is you'll have your vitamins right next to your toothbrush. So every time you do your existing habit, brushing your teeth, you're going to bring along a new healthy habit, which is the vitamins. And then you're going to learn that will become a habit, and you don't have to worry about doing it in pairs anymore. But that's a great way to start something new and healthy, is to tack it on to something that you already do. And that way you'll be more apt to follow through. So when we're talking about goals and behavior modifications, making or breaking a habit, I find it's very helpful to have a visual aid. I'm very visual. So I will take like the week, say we do Monday through Sunday, or you could do the month, whatever works for you. And you actually have on there what your goal is today. and your new healthy habit or breaking the healthy habit, whatever it is that you're working on. And every day that you're successful, you make a check. And that way, when you're looking at that chart and say it's Thursday now and you've been great, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you're like, man, I kind of really don't feel like doing this. If you look at your chart and you see that you've already been successful for 4 days, you're more apt to go and do it the next day, just so you can have that mark on your calendar. I know I do that. So, and then when you do that, when you've been successful for the whole week and you see all your checks, give yourself a high five, pat yourself on the back by rewarding yourself in some positive way. It may be a massage, it may be, going out to dinner with friends, or, even a manicure, pedicure, whatever works for you, whatever gets you going. Just go, man, I'm so proud of myself that I did this for a whole week, and I'm going to reward myself, and that's going to make you more apt to do it the next week. And the more you do it, the better you feel. And then you just start working on the success of your goals as you go along. So those are some tips for your behavior modification. And now we're going to move on to the 3 categories of fitness. So we're going to start with cardiovascular fitness. And I want to talk about what it does for you besides burn calories and lose weight, because we all know that cardiovascular does that. But it also has other health benefits. It makes your heart stronger. Your heart is actually a muscle. So the stronger your heart is, the more effective it's going to work for you. And some of the things it's going to do for you when it's stronger is it's going to reduce your chances of heart attack. It's going to help with your cholesterol levels, diabetes, and even some form of cancer. So there's a lot of benefit to doing the cardiovascular just besides going out and burning calories. So we're looking at the big picture, the long-term health and wellness. And then also it improves your mood. So I know that if I don't get my run in, I'm apt to be a little grumpier because I didn't get my endorphin high. I didn't get that check on my goal list. So not only does it do the physical, but it does the mental as well, the big picture. And it also helps you sleep. So if you're just getting started and you're not really familiar with cardio, the American Heart Association wants you to do 150 minutes per week. And you can break that down to about 20 or 30-minute sessions throughout the week. If you're already pretty good at your cardiovascular, you'll play with those numbers a little bit, but you want to try to make sure to get something in at least 6 days a week. And even on the 7th day, you could walk or do some lower activity, but the more you move, the better you're going to feel. And change up your cardio. Don't just do something one time and do the same thing every day. Try to give your body chances to adapt to new challenges. So if you're a walker, try adding some biking in, or try adding, some hiking in, something that you enjoy, but just change it up and let your body continue guessing where you're going with it. Another great way, if you've already established your cardio, is to do intervals. Intervals is where you're going to take and spike your heart rate and then come back down, and then spike your heart rate and come back down. Now, this is for those that have already gotten a really good base on their cardiovascular fitness. If you just started, this is not for you. But otherwise, this is a great way to, number one, challenge yourself, get out of that comfort zone, and it's going to also burn more calories in a shorter amount of time, and it's going to boost your metabolism for several hours after the workout. So it's a really great way to get your cardio in and to kind of change things up. And then remember, guys, there's no wrong way to work out. You don't have to do something that you don't like. Some people think, well, I have to go running in order to be successful in weight loss. And it's not true. You can do whatever you enjoy. Make sure that you challenge yourself and that you do a certain amount of time. Usually it's about 30 minutes or so. Just do what you like, and then you're much more apt to be successful than going and doing something that you can't stand, like burpees, like absolutely burpees. And then remember that you can't outrun your mouth. And I love this saying, because what it's telling us is that you can do intervals and you can hike and you can do all these wonderful things for your body, and you build your health and you have those health benefits. But if your diet's not in check, you're still going to gain weight, because you have a calorie in, a calorie out. And if you're constantly taking more calories in than you burn, no matter how much cardio you do, you're going to put on some weight. So just remember that. And don't overtrain. Have a plan. And the big theme throughout this webinar is having a plan in order to be successful. So your cardiovascular plan, what are you going to do Monday? What are you going to do Tuesday? So on and so forth. And make sure when you're making your plans that you're not going to overtrain. Your body needs rest in order to perform and for things to be effective. So don't do intervals every day. Give yourself a break. All right, tip number 4, we're going to go into strength training. And once again, let's talk about some of the benefits of strength training besides just building muscle. So after the age of 30, you start to lose muscle mass. And this is just part of getting older, but we can help to reduce the amount of muscle that we lose by strength training. So, we're losing 3 to 5% after the age of 30. We got to do something to keep going, right? So not only are we going to help with keeping muscle, it's also going to help weight-bearing exercises, help with bone density, and help to prevent osteoporosis. And one of the facts that I love about strength training is the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. And a lot of people don't know that. So you have what's called a basal metabolic rate, and it's what your body burns just existing. And we usually aim, depending on what your goals are, you want to be right about or a little below that metabolic rate. So the more strength training you do, the more muscle you have, the higher your basal metabolic rate goes, just for sitting around. So you start burning more calories for doing nothing because you have more muscle mass. So that's a really great reason also to strength train. Also reduce injury and helps with balance and avoiding injuries as we get older. Okay, so strength training can be a variety. It does not have to be using dumbbells. You could do calisthenics, which is your own body weight. You could use bands, resistant tubes. You can use strength training machines at the gym, or you can do dumbbells. So just remember that there's a large variety of things that you can do. So once again, do what you like. If you don't want to go to a gym, you absolutely do not have to go to a gym to get in shape. So we will talk about what you like to do. If you're new to strength training, I want you to do at least 2 total body major muscle groups workouts a week, and that is minimum. So you'll start with like chest and back and the major muscle groups, but at least 2 a week, okay? And then there's also ways that if you want to build muscle, we can build muscle, or if you want to just tone and strengthen and keep your muscle mass, you can do that too. And you do that with playing with the amount of weight that you're lifting and the amount of repetitions that you do in the sets. And so this is something that if you're not really familiar with it, you'll want to get with a trainer in order to develop your plan, okay, to make sure that you're successful and you're hitting all your body parts throughout the week. And also part of your plan is making sure, once again, that your body has enough rest time. Because if you're working your body too hard, it's not going to have a chance to recover and for you to reap the benefits of all your hard work. So one of the things about strength training is actually when we do it, we're ripping micro muscle fibers apart. Okay, so just think of a rag, like shredding a rag. And then that rag needs time to come back together and to be stronger again. So if I keep ripping the rag every day, I'm not giving my body a chance to heal and recover. And basically, I'm just negating everything I did the day before. So it's really important that you have proper rest and proper training plan in order to be successful. And then last but not least, we have your nutrition. So your nutrition is, once again, huge. And I'm not just talking about weight loss. I'm talking about your health and wellness overall. So when these crash diets come about, they're not really teaching you to eat to be healthy. They're teaching you what to eat to lose weight, which is not necessarily always go together. So it's really important that you focus on weight loss and long-term food intake and how you're going to do it for the rest of your life, not just the next 30 days, okay? So it's very important that you educate yourself on nutrition. So we all know that overeating will cause weight gain, but also starvation mode will cause weight gain. And so really quickly, what that is, if you go on a crash diet and your body's used to you intaking about 2,000 calories, and all of a sudden, you know, here comes that 500 calorie a day weight loss diet, and you start eating 500 calories a day, your body's gonna be like, whoa, what happened? Because your body doesn't understand that you're trying to lose weight to go to your class reunion. All your body knows is that we just had a crash in our calorie intake. So it goes into what's called starvation mode. So it will hold on to your stored body fat because it's not really sure when it's going to be fed again. So it's important that you do eat enough calories to keep the body moving, to keep it out of starvation mode. So no crash diets. At the very least, you should have at least 1,000 calories, more like 1,200 to 1,500, but everybody's an individual case. Never is there one size fits all. So let's determine what your needs are. And so the way we're going to get there is you're going to have a calorie deficit and then calorie expenditure. So those two together, nutrition and workouts, they're going to get you to where you need to be. And the goal is to burn or lose 3,500 calories per week, which is going to be a pound. And healthy weight loss, guys, is 1 to 2 pounds a week. Anything more than that, when you're done with whatever it is, the diet, the weight's just going to come back on because you're not doing it the right way. You want to stabilize, your metabolism out of starvation mode and overeating mode by eating small meals throughout the day. So not only is this going to keep your metabolism going, okay, we got calories, we can burn it, it's going to keep you from going the boink stages. That's when you're having your breakfast, then you have a slump, and then you have lunch, and then you have a slump, and then you have dinner. So this way, we're keeping it even all throughout the day to avoid those dips during the day. And your food should be functional. I love the phrase functional food. It makes it simple. Think about food as a tool for your body instead of pleasure for your mouth, okay? Functional food, which functional food can be tasty as well, but it means that the food has a purpose, that you're eating something that's going to do something for you, benefit you positively. So if you're eating your chicken, you know that you're getting your protein, you're getting those 9 essential amino acids that we don't make ourselves. And then if you're having salad, you know that you're going to get fiber and so on. And think about if you're eating a donut. The donut's just going to give you fat, sugar, and simple carbohydrates, and that's going to just put weight on your body, not to mention it's just not good for you overall. So functional food. Think about what you're eating, everything you put in your mouth, and go, does this have a purpose? Is this going to help me reach my goal, okay? And meal prep. So a lot of us are super busy. I get it. I understand it. So the way to be successful is to make your meals in large sizes. So if you're working, the best thing to do is to make it on the weekend. Decide what you're going to eat. And this is going to sound so boring, but eat the same thing every day. That way you take the guesswork out of it and you make sure that the food is functional. You're not just eating for pleasure, and you have it already portion size. So when your plate is gone, you're done eating. Okay. So do some research on that, or that's something that I can help you with, is pre-planning, eating the right amount of protein, eating the right portions all throughout the day, 7 days a week to reach your goals. I also want, again, functional food really means liquid as well. So you're drinking water. What is it that you're drinking, and is it going to be beneficial for you? So if you're drinking matcha tea, we have antioxidants. Water, obviously hydration. Soda, not so much. Sweet tea, unsweetened tea, okay. Sweet tea, the added sugar. And then guys, alcohol. Alcohol is nothing but empty calories. So when you're having a cocktail, just be aware of how much you're having and how many calories you're going to have to burn off from having those cocktails. So for example, a glass of wine is usually about 150 calories. 2 glasses is 300. We're trying to have a 500 calorie day deficit. And so now we only have 200 calories to work with because we've just consumed 300 in wine alone. So, you know, really think about the choices you're making and what benefit or what is working against you. And always drink lots of water. We all know this. You're going to drink your 8-ounce glasses of water a day. But what people don't realize a lot of times is that dehydration can mimic hunger. So you might just be thirsty and you're taking it as hungry and go, man, I got to eat something. So what you can do is when you get hungry in between your meals, drink a glass of water. It might just be that you're thirsty. Now, if you drink your water and you really are still hungry, then go ahead and have a healthy snack. Have some chicken or have an apple or something like that. I don't want you to starve. The goal here is not to starve yourself, but to think about why you're hungry. Or are you eating because you're bored, right? What are the reasons? And that's where a food journal will come in handy. So a great way to track where you're going with your calories in, calories out is a food log, where you'll start at the beginning of your day, log the time and what you had, go through all out the day, and then also offset that with what was your strength training today, and do you know your calorie expenditure? If you have some certain watches or steppers, they will tell you that. If not, that's okay. But you want to look at your calories in and your calories out. Did you reach a deficit? And that at the end of the week, did you lose your pound or 2 pounds? And then go back and go, what can I tweak in order to get there? What can I do to be successful? So logs will really help, especially at the beginning. So guys, those are my top 5 tips in order for you to be successful long term. And you saw all amongst this webinar were plans, plans, plans. And that's what I do. That's what I do for a living. So I would love to offer you the opportunity for us to get together and chat and see if I can't help you make some of those plans. Your strength training plan, your cardiovascular plan, your nutrition plan, and to help you with your behavior modifications and your goals. So I have a special price for you here. So you just let me know that you watch this seminar and we will work with you with that plan. And I just want to thank you once again for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate it. I hope that you subscribe to my Facebook pages and my YouTube site so I can continue to help you with fitness, health, and your wellness journey. Take care, guys.